I thought we ought to start with the most appropriate. Who do we know is the boss? Who is that?
Margaret Ann.
Margaret, okay.
What? Who decided that? Who died and put me in charge?
Did you see all the hands that
Who got enough to marry one?
Speak again. Say it again.
Who likes crew cuts enough to marry one?
Ann Black.
Ann Black.
Coach Craig.
Coach Craig, that's right.
Who eats deer, possum, coon, and any other roadkill?
Mickey and Mickey.
George and Carol.
After 54 years, which guy is still as handsome as can be, plus he has new ears to hear and can still see?
George Tuck.
Carol Hart.
Carol, it's you. That's the first thing you heard. You just reading lips, huh? Who is always drawing at school and now has an 8-year-old grandson who's already a talented artist?
Rita.
Rita. Which star athlete is now made up of many mechanical parts? Must be Barrett. Whose husband has told her, come fly away with me? Cornelia. Which real estate mogul did put away her last for sale sign and move south where she belonged?
Virginia.
Hey, Virginia. Which talented pianist plans someday to switch from playing in church to playing for heavenly choir?
KK Barrel.
Okay. You weren't sure where you were going to play? That shocks me, Kay. Which quiet redhead is no longer quiet and carries a cell phone in her right back pocket?
In her bosom, too.
I thought she had surgery. All right. Which doctor still thinks she can drill some knowledge into college students' heads?
Somebody said it. They said it. They said it over here.
Judy.
I don't know if I'm going to do this now. Who was the last person to see you naked and you don't even care?
Is it you?
Jackie Walker.
Jackie Walker.
Jackie Walker.
I just like to say TMI. Who has traveled the United States and the world doing stuff the rest of us only dream of? Going to Alaska soon.
Thelma.
If you owe money, you got to keep moving, don't you? Which guy used to be light on his feet and can still cut a rug? William Yateman. You heard me, Carol? Woo! Glory to God. Who attends a couple hundred ball games a year watching 6 grandkids play?
Okay.
We might add one of the prettiest grandmothers we know.
Yeah.
Yes, you're here.
I had a nickel, I'd give it to you.
You told me you'd give me $1. Which former female bank employee still looks like a glamorous movie star?
Patsy.
That's it. Who can fix your hair on the way to Sunday school and church? Amazing
Grace.
Who wrote that? That's good.
We thought it was pretty good.
Which former secretary of the MSU president waited for a good man to marry?
Nail.
Now,
Who has a smile a
A mile.
mile wide, even when she's lugging heavy speakers and music equipment?
When he.
Who has a smile a mile wide, even when he's lugging heavy speakers and music equipment?
John.
And camera and everything else. I love this one. Who was born under a special sign?
Buddy Gentry.
Buddy Gentry. I like this one too. Who likes a tall man and a side of gumbo?
Best.
Where are you, Beth?
We all do that.
I'm not going to touch that. I love this. Which former FBI agent now investigates whether deer and fish are hiding out? What are you doing over there? We've got heaters for those of you who are cold natured. Who raised and trained horses and even taught handicapped children to ride?
Light of John.
Lida, where are you? Gone to the ball game. Shame on her. Which former vocational school director now herds cattle instead of kids? Preston. She's not here, but who has a permanent buddy? And which former college professor can play the banjo? He's not here either. Hangs out in bars. Larry Dix. I love this. Who was a foxy banker with clean shoes? Who has been married the longest to the same guy? Elaine, where are you? Who flew the biggest U.S. airplane and achieved the smoothest landing with a 6 to 8 inch approach?
Oh, that one's hard.
Which musician is now a horticulturist?
Gaddis.
Gaddis. And I love this. Who sings a mean Johnny Cash song?
Teddy.
Teddy. All right, what else we gonna do, Martin?
Well, we have a class prophecy if nobody's getting cold and somebody wants to read it.
Nobody's cold yet. Who's got the prophecy to read?
Judy has it.
Who's gonna read it? Judy, come to the microphone.
Did you read yours? I don't remember you reading yours.
What now?
Did you say what, Carol?
Huh? My name's Carol. What did you say?
I said, did you read yours?
The one that
You didn't read yours.
That's why. I'm not on here.
It is too.
Who's the guy that's never lost for words? I made a living doing it.
Dot had a good living too.
Come on, Doc. Doc, didn't you read it? You read it the first time.
Read it.
Oh, it wasn't me. It was
Don't read it as somebody. As Lord. Read whatever they said.
No, Doc. You read it the first time.
I don't want to read what I
Well, you ought to own up to what you did. You wrote it the first time. You got to come fess up.
Go do it, Doc. You can do it.
All right.
Yay.
Well, how long is it?
And Max got the heater going if anybody wants to get in here.
Let's move our chairs right up front.
Y'all just do it like a line at the church. Just line up the seats.
Can you hear me, everybody?
You know you and I like it.
We were chewing around and I don't know. Paula's not here. She can help us. Can you hear me? Everybody hear me? Okay. This past weekend, as we worked unsuccessfully on a theme for the class prophecy of 1960-61 seniors, we became so discouraged that we decided to drop it for the time being and let our minds rest. We felt food would clear our minds and we would try again later. So food it was. Our final and glorious concoction, a deluxe butterscotch milkshake mixed with nuts and popcorn, topped with fluffy, glossy white mayonnaise.
Who came up with that?
And a huge, overly ripe olive proved to be our downfall for some unknown reason. Our food storage compartments had become two well-agitated washing machines soaked to bed.
You wrote that.
I know it.
We thought it was stupid then. Keep going.
Sermon
My students would have run me
Preach
out on
that.
the rail if I'd read something done this in class. Okay. After hours of tossing and turning, I finally drifted into dreamland. Through the haze, I need some reading glasses on. I've got my contacts fixed. They're fixed for right here, so I'll have to move it here. All right. After hours of tossing and turning, I finally drifted into dreamland. Through the haze, I spied a huge billboard advertising a 1971 Chevrolet Blimp. 1971. I wonder what's going on here. And coming my way is a person loaded down with textbooks. It looks like, no, it couldn't be. It is Burrow Penn Brooks. You don't mean to tell me you're the head of the entomology department at Harvard? You are? I'd never guess. As he drifts by, I decide to venture further into the dream. Next, my eyes catch an elegant-looking building into which many beautiful and stylish girls are going. So, let's see. The sign on the building reads, Professional Photography by Toulouse. That name looks familiar. Toulouse. Toulouse. Oh, I think I'll go on. Oh, excuse me. Why, it's Mary Winfred and Mary Beth Hamlin. Those hat boxes. You've been modeling evening wear for George Tullis? My goodness. I'll go up to see my old classmates. Here's the room. There's Miss Carolyn Ann Black, posing in a daring, tantalizing black sheath consisting of a Peter Pan collar and long sleeves with cuffs and a floor-length skirt. As she smiles at the birdie, things begin to look hazy once again. After a moment, I realize that the haze has turned into smoke, and I find myself in a smoke-filled room during a meeting of the coaches of the pro athletic teams. Looking around, familiar faces appear, such as Coach Barnett Huggins Wood, Coach William Rubel Shumpert, and Coach Sonny Winters. Several names being discussed rang a bell. Jackie Walford, world-renowned basketball player, Mike Green, track celebrity, and George Allen Chesser, center for Notre Dame. About this time, I was finally lulled into dreamland myself. All was dark, and as light appeared, I found myself at a bridge party of married hens. Why, these are some of my old classmates. The first table seemed to have a cloud of concentration hovering above it. Bonnie Bell and Cornelia Dodson are frantically attempting to set Beth Sykes and Lila Stubbs. Table 2 showed Betty Legg? Is that who it was? Okay, Betty Legg and Margaret Ann Egger laughing frantically about their ridiculous grand slam over Carol Robinson and Lucy Collier. Table 3 gives the appearance of playing bridge. They've each got 14 cards, but all four, Elaine Hemphill, Patsy Henderson, Patricia Roberts, and Margaret Young, are each talking about something else. But what can you expect at a bridge party as Cornelia yells, "Jen!" the light fades away. Oh, well, I started hearing noises before the lights came on. It sounded like horses and elephants and tigers and monkeys. Goodness, where am I? The lights came on with a sudden roll of drums. Why, I'm at a circus. Above the center ring, the attention is focused on dashing trapeze act. It's Barrett Reese. He does a number of extremely difficult routines. As the act reaches a breathtaking climax, the most awful thing happened. In the middle of the triple somersault, his right contact lens went sailing into the sawdust, making him miss his catch and follow his lens to the ground. The circus ambulance rushes to the scene, and the nurses, Irma Jean Card and Grace Blanton, hurry with Dr. Lewis Mallory. Seeing enough excitement, I thought I would stroll around and see the sideshows. From across the way, I spied one of the circus performers waddling her way to the concession stand. Oh no, is that you, Virginia Neal? Sorry, Virginia, oh, here. Don't waddle, Virginia. We didn't believe you when you said that you wanted to be a fat lady at the circus after college graduation. Oh, shoot, okay. Well, I can see where you gained some of your pounds. I noticed Rita Ray has her own concession stand. There's all that commotion over the stand selling delicious pizzas yonder. Jane Fondren's won all the prizes in that booth by knocking over all the milk bottles. Jane, is that fair? Oh, I guess it's getting dark again. I decided to vacate the coaches and leave them to their cigars and their F formations and such. After I reached the outside, I began to walk down the street. Several buildings came into view with the familiar names Pepsi Cola Bottling Company, headed by Albert Clark, Perkins Movie Theater, Women's Toggery by Maiden, and Ward Anderson Hines Jr. eye specialist. As I turn the corner, I see Perry Benson hanging out his shingle to open his lawyer's office, and past the Fifth Baptist Church on which Kenneth Smith is pastor. Fifth Baptist, notice. While I'm walking along, the dreamy haze once again envelops me, and as it drifts away, I find myself sitting at one of the many candlelit tables before. This one is seating Jenny Bracken, Kay Montgomery, and John Capon. As a hush comes over the room, the owner of the Copacabana, Joe Williams, introduced the club's favorite vocalist, Harriet Price, who goes right into a rendition of Three Blind Mice. In the middle of the number, you guessed it, the haze came drifting back, and now I find myself in Jerry Hamilton's psychiatric office, conversing with Linda Tisher, who is suffering from a nerve-wracking shoulder twitch caused by eye strain from reading the latest Lulu comic book. The interview is interrupted by Secretary Trudy McElwain, who announced that the election returns have just come in and that Gaddis Hunt is the new president of the United States. Heaven forbid. During the chaotic effect of the news, the haze, as usual, blocks out the room. It turns into the dust at the sound of a roaring motors. I'm at a stock car race, and while I'm getting a program and several SHS students listed, Hillman Merrill Gentry, is that what his name is? Prentice McReynolds, Mike Eccles, and Preston Self. The race is almost over, and the announcer, Jimmy Rigdon, is getting tongue-tied as he is so excited. The race is over, and the winner is a masked driver. The crowd is overwhelmed as the driver removes his cap, goggles, shoes, and mask and reveals himself to be a girl. Why, it's Ann Sutton. She can really handle that car. After having left the circus, the next place that darkness turns to light is a rehearsal for the Mickey Edwards karate show. The choreographer, William Yateman, is working with the most talented modern dancer, Linda K. Yates, while a 7-piece combo is running through a fast-moving jazz number. Billy Custer on the flute, Truman Green on the violin, Diane Bentine on snares, James Bond on bells, and Carol Johnson on the tuba. Shirley Gunner is backstage busily instructing the artists about the scenery for the next performance, while Judy Davis and Charlene Beverly are designing the costumes for the copycats, Virginia Ruffin, Margaret Cork, and Erin Heron. After a brief stay, the lights go dim, and as they become bright once again, I find myself in a huge office with typewriters clicking like mad. A few of the secretaries are familiar: Patsy Leonard, Thelma Garrett, Kay Croft, and Nell Crowe. At one end of the office is a door with a sign, Employment Manager Sandra Myers. Nan Rather is seen coming out of the room, after being interviewed and accepted as the new private secretary of Carr Smith, president of Amalgamated Steel. As Sonny Thompson, the first vice president, comes in with another pile of orders to be filled and sent out, my brief stay is terminated by the never-ceasing darkness. My visits in Dreamland have been getting shorter and shorter. My next stop is at a highly specialized technical scientific discussion between Carl Eckhart, Larry Nix, and Everett McCoy. Their topics seem to be concerning parallel lines which meet, followed by a stop at mid-air on a 5,000-passenger freewheeling plane piloted by Malcolm Gray. Charles Newell, on his way from Hawaii to New York, seems to be enjoying his trip reading his new book, Ways to Write Simple Sentences by Betty Oden. As a fire is breaking out in engine 15, darkness covers the sky. The dust turned back to haze, which turned into suds as I find Jerry Moreland giving a shampoo. He had just styled my hair in an electrocon cut. My manicurist, Mary Evelyn Patterson, had just polished my nails with tapioca green. Next, my freckles were removed individually by Jeanette Kellum and Bessie Stevenson. Finally, Linda White applies my makeup. She is just putting on the finishing touches to my ear shadow. That's what it says. Ear shadow. So
You wrote that?
I must have mistyped it. Yeah. Ear shadow.
That was Rita's job.
Haze came rolling in. As the haze rolls back, a sound in the key of G greets my ear. Terrell's filling station. Here comes Richard Hathorne to give me my gas and purple stamps. Jimmy Whitaker drives up behind me in the new Sunliner, which comes from his manufacturing corporation. The haze comes into the sound as Jimmy complaining about high gas tax, while things haven't changed too much in 10 years. As it clears away once more, I find myself attending a TTA meeting, Town Talkers Association. Looking around, I see Virginia Anderson, Professor of Bible, Francis Ellington, typing in shorthand, Sarah Matthews, English literature, and Mary Lee Thompson, bookkeeping. Some of the parents here to stand up for the students' rights are Jean Whitaker, Faye Henderson, Judy Patrick, and Sarah Ann Wyatt. The haze returns as the subject of graduation night is brought up, and as it clears away, I'm in the bedroom sitting up in the bed, and Paul is trying to open a window saying, "The flames of the fire, help, help." As I wake her, she says that she had just had the oddest dream, and I replied, ditto. Dot's dream surely couldn't have been as mixed up as mine. We'll learn to work 8 hours on a theme and discuss 103 people before eating that delicious concoction. Well, we wanted a theme, we dreamed it, used it, and here it is.
Good
All
girl.
right, Dot.
We're gonna be here tomorrow night
Yeah.
rather than do it.